Obviously, a really good win for us in a tough environment, and it's a very good team. And I think it's just getting better and better. But the first half, they just pounded us on the glass, on the offensive glass, and did a much better job in the second half, rebounding. And you can see there at the end, we knew the potential for those guys to start making shots. But we did a good job for a long time on Dalton. Cummings got us in the first half. He was tough to handle. But it was a good all-around team effort. A lot of players play, club staying fresh, helped us in that game.
Yeah, you mentioned the rebounding. Two numbers that stuck out at halftime: 11 offensive rebounds, but I mean you were outscored from your free throw on 10-0 in the first half. What was the message in that and on the rebounding?
I think a lot of the fouls came after offensive rebounds. And I think it came from Cummings getting in the lane and starting making us rotate, and then Lee. I think Lee had all the offensive rebounds. I think. It was our bigs having lead Lee to help on Cummings, and to help on Cummings, and then Lee out rebounded anybody rotated in there. So we were saying it wasn't our forwards, it was our guards and our wings had to do a better job blocking out Lee.
Try to put in perspective what you guys did in the 4 Big 5 games this year.
I don't know if I can right now, because you take one game at a time. I guarantee you, at the end of the season, we always sit down and we talk about what we did preseason, what we did Big 5, what we did in Big East regular season, what we did postseason. So this will be something we'll talk about a lot, because we have great respect for all these teams, obviously. And to win it is awesome. It's awesome. But it's just not something we talk about during the season. But we will definitely.
But win is what you guys did. Really dominate the 4 games.
You know what? It's funny. When you're coaching the game, you don't think of it that way. You know what I mean? Because just in this game, they start hitting threes, and when you're in the game, I always say this. When I watch a game on TV, I say, "Oh, this game's over." But when you're coaching it, they start hitting threes. You start thinking, "Okay, they can come back." We wanted to try to keep Arch out, because we had a 20-point lead. We were going to play Monday. And then you saw when we put Arch back in, we were worried. So, we're just happy to win 4 of those games, and we're really happy.
Jay, what's it say about your team to be able to go into Hagen and put 98 on the board and come in here and put 90 on?
We can score. We can score. Defense, rebounding, I don't know yet. We definitely have to get better. But we can definitely score. And I just don't want us to rely on that. Good teams have to be able to find ways to win on the nights when you can't, you're not making shots. But this team has a lot of shooting, and they're unselfish.
Were you concerned about minutes? You were talking about, because you have Xavier Monday night, were you trying to maybe conserve some legs a little bit, or do you even think about that?
Not about Monday, just concerned about, I think Temple does a really good job of, when they're on offense, the men that don't have the ball are constantly moving and cutting. So when you're trying to play them aggressively, defensively, it wears you out. So we wanted to try to keep fresh legs on Pepper, fresh legs on Cumming. That's why to play defense that hard, if you sit in the zone, you don't have to expend as much energy. But against them, if you're playing man and play aggressive, you expend a lot of energy. We were thinking more about this game, staying fresh. That's where I thought Dylan really helped us, Tony helped us, chasing their guards around.
James, you're playing so many tough conference games, you play some good teams. How do you guys approach Big 5 games?
We approach them the same way we approach the league. Prepare hard, and we just focus on what we do.
Jay, can you talk about the growth and development of Daniel's offensive game? He entered tonight 21-25 from the floor in the last 8 games, and tonight he was 5 of 6.
Yeah, he works very hard. He really does. And as a coach, you're thrilled when someone asks you that question, so you can talk about it. It's because he's earned it. It's not something that he's a great. He does all the little things for us defensively. He passes extremely well, block shots, but he's worked hard on his offense, and he's really become efficient. And now that he can score, it makes his passing even. When they went zone, which was a smart move. We were driving the ball, but we went zone, but when we went into him, he's the one that kicked it out. Now, he didn't get the assist because we made another pass, but he's the one that got the ball in the zone and found the guy open on the perimeter.
Daniel, can you comment on that?
I just respond to my coaches and teammates being confident in me in games and in practice, and just going out there playing for them doing the biggest thing for me.
Are you trying to be a little more assertive on offense? Or is it just opportunities that are coming your way?
The opportunities come my way, and coach tells me in practice, whatever the opportunity presents itself, to take it. If I can score, I score. If I see an open pass, I hit the open man.
Anything else?
Coach Ryan got 9 minutes, I think, in the second half. Was that just schematic or fouls? Okay.
He picked up his third early, then he got his fourth, and then at the end, by that point, we were up 20, I was kind of toying with trying to keep him fresh for Xavier. That didn't work. So they started hitting three to get it back in there. But it was really fouls.
So in your whole scheme, when you're setting goals, where does a Big 5 title, when you guys have a moment in the company, where does that kind of fit in?
You know, like, we don't, I know you guys have been hearing me for a long time, so you're sick of this, but we don't have any goals. No, we really don't. We don't set goals. We just try to be the best team we can be by the end of the season. But we definitely, we talk about this meeting we have at the end of the season where we look at what did we do preseason, what did we do Big 5, what did we do Big East, what did we do postseason. And we dissect every part of it and talk about it at length. We really do. So the reason we know we're going to talk about it at length allows us during the season not to talk about it. Like we won't, we'll just, tomorrow morning we'll go talk about, you know what, actually in the locker room we didn't even say it because we were talking about things we didn't do well at the end because we want to get better for Xavier. But we take pride in it. We take great pride. We take great pride in being a part of this. And I wish we all put back banners and stuff for it. But and when we don't win it, we have great respect for the team that does. Because you got to be a really good team to win this. If you win it outright, you got to be really good. When you tie, but when you win it outright, you got to be really good.
Jay, when you saw the placement of this game after at Marquette, at Georgetown, what did you think? And I don't know what you have to do to fit these games in wherever you can.
Well,
so it might not
normally,
have been where you wanted it.
We've had a really good run with the Big 5, all of us have, where everyone's really worked closely together to get these games in November and December, so this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But this year, because of our new contract with Fox made the conference schedule, not our conference commission. We didn't have commission. So our conference schedule is crazy because we didn't have a commission when we did it. So Temple actually worked with us. We worked to get this game in there. So it was not something we would want. It was more, it wasn't fitting this in. It was Fox having the schedule made already.
I know, and you had to fit it in wherever you could, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's, 20 years ago, Raleigh just got sick of playing this game and didn't play a few of them.
No,
but you feel compelled to play
Oh,
it.
yeah. Not more than compelled. We love it. We love it. And we've got our butt kicked in this game a lot.
Yeah, but this is a bad time to play this game,
But the one thing is I always say, and I know there's a lot of value for the Big 5 for us, but one of them is we play those games in December, and we kind of know, especially when we're playing on the road, that's going to be like a Big East game. So we kind of tell where we are for the Big East. So with that said, when you play in the middle of the Big East, it doesn't really bother because it's just like a Big East game. They know us, we know them. It's not that bad. It's just when you do it in December, it's more fun to me because it's the biggest game you're playing. You're playing some other games, but when you play Big 5 games in November, December, they're big games. Here, it's in the middle of your conference. They just play Cincinnati and Rutgers, and they got a Big East games. I mean, they got another game. So I like it when it's November, December because they're exciting. Yeah. They're different. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you.
All right.